Hello, my name is Neftali Cano. Today we'll be talking about applying for a simple job. This is assuming the position of the applicant, not the employer. When I say simple, I'm referring to jobs you'd expect a college or high school student to have, so we're talking very basic, no technical work environments like restaurants, movie theaters, and grocery stores. This is something that most people go through at least once in their lifetimes, but not always with the right mindset or preparation. Here are some tips on how to get it done right. Step 1. Know the job you're applying for. Are you old enough? Do you have that food handler's card? Whatever. But more importantly, do you have the qualifications and do you understand what the job entails? Of course, during the job interview, you'll want to ask the manager or whoever's applying. Okay. Step 1. Know the job you're applying for. Do you have the qualifications? Are you old enough? Do you have that food handler's card? Whatever. But more importantly, do you understand what the job entails? Of course, during the job interview, you'll want to ask the manager or whoever's interviewing you what the details are, but you should have a general idea of what the position you're applying for entails. Don't go applying to Hooters expecting to be talking with attractive waitresses all day when realistically, you'll probably be in the kitchen washing dishes and cooking chicken. Step 2. Start with your resume. You probably won't need a resume for these simple jobs, but in future careers, you'll definitely need one. So why not start now? Chances are you haven't accomplished much in life. After all, this is probably your first job. But put things that reflect qualities such as leadership and dedication. For example, being head of the baseball team implies you can work well with others. Doing volunteer work at your school shows you have initiative. Now that you have a resume, you can update it every time you apply for a new job. It just makes things that much easier. Yay 6. Step 4. The interview. This is possibly the most important part of the whole process, and this applies not just to simple jobs, but to full-blown career opportunities as well. This is what lands you jobs at the end of the day, not what school you went to, not what your application is, not what your resume is, but how you present yourself in an interview. Step 4. The interview. This is possibly the most important part of the whole process, and this applies not just to simple jobs, but to full-blown career opportunities as well. This is what lands you jobs at the end of the day, not what school you went to, not what your resume or application looks like, but how you present yourself in the interview. We'll start from the top. Schedule the interview and absolutely do not try and reschedule it. If you can't schedule it, plan a day to go in and speak with the manager. If the manager isn't there, you can just ask an employee when he or she will be there. Write down a list of probable questions you will be asked. You can probably find tons of this stuff on the internet. Just Google job interview tips or something to that effect, and you'll find lists upon lists of probable interview questions. Answer these questions, keeping these answers in the back of your head. Come properly dressed and clean. Greet your interviewer with a firm handshake and try to keep a natural amount of eye contact, but obviously not so much that it gets creepy. Forget everything else. Focus and relax. Give informative. Step 5. The follow-up. Typically, these simple jobs don't need a second interview. When the initial interview ends, you'll either get a "When can you start?" or "Thank you for your time. We'll be sure to consider hiring you, but we've yet to make a decision," or a "Well, I have appreciated this conversation, but I don't think you have the qualifications necessary for this blah blah blah." Refrain from freaking out if you get the last one. It's hardly the end of the world. Try again next time. If you do somehow get asked to come to a second interview, that's a good thing, since it means out of all the people they've interviewed, you're someone who's being seriously considered. If you're not informed of whether or not you're hired right away, just wait for that call. Once you do eventually have a job, congratulations. It's taken a lot of work, but now you can finally work.